All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Frisco, Texas at the Sports Academy at the Star for Tezos, Who's Number One, Brianna Ste-Marie versus Mayssa Bastos, brought to you by Fat Tire. We have an incredible night of action here at FloGrappling Who's Number One event. It's Ricardo Amendolia going to be calling the action of the pre-show, calling the pre-show with Kayotera, the mastermind. I got Kendall Rosen here. I got Corey Stockton, some of the greatest minds in jiu-jitsu. We're going to be analyzing and breaking down the matches. But before we get to that, let's take a look at the complete fight card that we have for you today. So from top to bottom, this entire event from top to bottom is going to be awesome. Main event, obviously, we mentioned Brianna Ste-Marie versus Mayssa Bastos. Just amazing match. We're going to have second after that, the co-main event. We're looking at Jacob Hillbilly Hammer against Bruno Matias. Following that, we're going to be looking at Cole Abate versus Damian Anderson. Haysam Rita, the Battle of the Heavyweights versus Luke Griffith. And then Ethan Krelestein versus Fabricio Andre.
And not only do we have an incredible main card, but we also have an incredible list of prelims. Now, just a reminder, guys, that for the prelims, you guys can watch for free on the YouTube and the Facebook, so you guys can go there, watch those for free. After that is over, you are going to need to be on FloGrappling.com, logged in to be able to watch the main card. So for tonight's prelims, we have Mourece Ramirez and Keven Carrasco. We have Rosa Walsh and Emily Fernandez, and we have Derek Rayfeild and Jozef Chen.
All right, from top to bottom, we're going to have a ton of action. Some of the hottest new names in the sport, some of the veterans, some of the biggest names, up-and-comers, established people. Let's kick things off, guys. We're going to start with the first match, just kind of break things down, just go through match for match here. But, of course, let's talk about the main event. We got Brianna Ste-Marie versus Mayssa Bastos. Kayotera, what do you think about this matchup?
First off, I think that Mayssa is probably the most technical girl on the gi. This is a no-gi match, though. Mayssa is really technical as well. And she will probably most likely play from the bottom. And she doesn't wrestle up, which will prevent some of Brianna's most dangerous subs from the top, you know. Last time Brianna was fighting here, who's number one? She was the underdog, and I picked her, you know. Now she has proven that, you know, she's at the top, and she's the favorite to win this one. But I think that Mayssa also has what it takes to win, because, you know, she doesn't fight just to, you know, she's a winner, and winners usually they find a way, you know.
Yeah, it's a really interesting match because we thought we might see this at ADCC, right? But we were kind of predicting that might be a matchup, but we didn't end up seeing them. They were in the same division. Brianna Ste-Marie and Mayssa, both just such dominant competitors when they're competing in their weight class. We see them win over and over and over again. So a bit of an interesting matchup with not too big of a weight difference in this one.
Yeah, we always say that Mayssa is one of the most technical as far as guard players and back takers, but Brianna is just so dominant on top. So I'm curious to see how the guard play and the kind of drive for the back of Mayssa goes against somebody who has such a skilled attacking game like Brianna.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an amazing match, and I'm so excited to see this in the main event for tonight. But let's get to the co-main event. We have Jacob Couch, who comes back and saves the day once again, replacing Isaac Michel, who had a knee injury, and he's going to be taking on Bruno Matias from Gracie Barra. Kendall, you know a little bit about Bruno. Tell us a little bit more about Jacob first, and then we'll get to Bruno in a sec.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched these athletes both so much, and obviously what we can see here, Jacob Couch has an incredible leg lock game. He also has a really stellar close guard. This was one of his big breakout moments right there against Roberto Jimenez in the Who's Number One championships. But again, a mainstay on the Who's Number One stage. The thing about this match that interests me is Bruno Matias is very, very physical. He's a very aggressive fighter. If he can stay out of those leg lock and close guard positions in the early parts of the match, I think we're going to see a really, really tough head-to-head fight. But if not, then it could go in Jacob's favor.
Jacob Couch has the most matches of any athlete on Who's Number One, and we've seen a lot of different styles, right? But his leg lock is where he's the most dangerous, and I think that's really going to be the factor here is how Bruno copes with Jacob's leg lock abilities. If he walks in and can threaten Jacob in other ways, he'll have a really good chance to kind of stir the pot up, but otherwise Couch's leg locks are going to be a real threat here.
Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting match. Again, Jacob Couch, props to him for stepping up last minute. Again, we've had a lot of last minute replacements for this card, but it's been a really rough year. So we're going to get to the next match. We have the young man, Cole Abate, who's been doing amazing things.
Almost, man. He's
Yeah, well, you know what
he's
I mean.
close. He's close.
Cole Abate coming out of Costa Mesa, California, representing AOJ against Damian Anderson from the B team. I love this match. You know, it was actually supposed to be another match, but we switched things up here. Damian Anderson comes in as a replacement. Kai Otero, what do you think about this one?
Well, Cole is the future of Jiu-Jitsu, but I think the future has already started. I remember watching him when he was a kid, you know, still like an orange green belt, and he was fighting like a black belt, you know. When he became an adult, he started fighting like a black belt world champion, you know, and I know that there's a lot of, you know, the new generation like Mika, the Ruotolo brothers, you know, there's a lot of people that are very technical and exciting to fight, you know. Each one has their own styles, right? But I'm very confident that actually Cole will be very dominant in a few years, both gi and no gi. And, you know, although Damian is really scrappy, you know, very, very scrappy, Cole usually doesn't give a lot of space. You know, he's very positional dominant. He's very dominant all around. So I think this match is going to be, no, I don't think. I actually know this match was going to be the match of the night.
Wow.
Yeah,
Big words.
Expect fireworks for that match. We've all been kind of oohing and awing when we saw the change. It was originally supposed to be Cole versus Josh Cisneros. Josh Cisneros had to pull out for the injury. Now we got Damian here. Corey, tell us a little bit about Damian. We've seen him at Who's Number One before. He's a scrapper, he's a scrambler, and he's here to put on a show.
Right, and Cole is such a master strategist, right? He's really good. He's got a great strategy, and he knows how to kind of pick his shots. But Damian's going to try and stir Cole up, right, and not allow him to pick his shots. Damian's going to try and throw everything he can at Cole and try and make this a scrap. I think we're going to see exactly that.
Nice. Okay, and another match. It's funny because this whole card from top to bottom, we all expect them to be super exciting. But we're going to take a look at our next match coming up. And don't worry, guys, we're going to be giving our picks real soon. But for now, we're just going to break things down. Battle of the Heavyweights. Haizam Rita versus Luke Griffith. Love this match. What do you think, Kyle?
I know that it's not the time to predict right now, you know, but the thing is, coming into this match, I was like, okay, I think that Luke Griffin will win, you know, but I have been wrong about Rita before, you know. He has a really, really unorthodox game, you know. I think there will be a submission from the back in this match. I just can't call who's going to be the one submitting, you know. I think Luca would have it, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised that if Rita was actually the one that gets the submission. You know, Rita really likes to attack the legs. Luke defends really well with the berimbolo counterattacks. This is why I think this match is really interesting. You know, with a no points rule set, it's much easier to risk and go for berimbolo attacks from the top position. So I think this match is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, what we were talking about earlier is they have the two fastest submissions, or two of the fastest submissions here on Who's Number One, both of these guys. So now seeing them pitted together is so exciting, because I think that we'll see them attack submissions very early on in the match and try to finish early, because that is both of their styles. We saw very similar work at ADCC and at Nogi Pans recently, but they may cancel each other out in that and not be able to accomplish that with one another. We may see a little bit more action.
One thing I'm interested in watching here is we watched kind of both of their highlight reels, and both of these athletes are such good counter attackers, right? They both wait for their other opponent to make a mistake, and then they start and don't ever really stop after that. So whoever takes the first shot may be putting themselves in a little bit more jeopardy than the other one.
Exciting match. Like I said, Battle of the Heavyweights. We've seen both of them here at Who's Number One. But we're going to go from the heavyweights to the lightest guys on the card, I believe, which coming up next, we're going to take a look at should be the first match of the main card. Again, another match that everyone is just gushing over. We got Ethan Krelestein versus Fabricio Andre, Canada versus Brazil here at Who's Number One. Kendall, what do you think about this one?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this match because these are two of my favorite athletes to watch. If you can literally search on FloGrappling any match of theirs and watch it, and you're going to be entertained. You're going to see some great jiu-jitsu. I think that they are both what we like to call snipers. They're both constantly looking to solidify dominant positions and solidify submissions as soon as possible. We can see that in the highlights here, but I don't know if they're going to be able to slow each other down and hold one another in a dominant position for very long. So we could see some nonstop action for full 15 minutes, or we could see that lead to a pretty nasty submission.
Ethan Carlson here is going to be trying to open this up really the whole time, right? He's going to try and keep this open throttle and force Fabricio to make a mistake. Fabricio, I think, is going to be just waiting for a mistake, right? Kind of sitting and picking his shots. Like you said, Kendall, he's a sniper. So kind of a battle between two different exciting styles, two very different styles. But this, I don't see any way this is not the match of the night.
Yeah, the thing is, all the matches today are really hard to pick, you know? But from the one that is the least hard to pick, I think it's this one, you know? And the reason is Ethan is really accomplished. He has beaten some really, really tough guys, really good guys. But you can't forget that Fabricio Andre is a world champion, you know? And it wasn't because of luck, you know? There's no luck in being a world champion, you know? And the thing with this is that Ethan will play bottom because Fabricio's stand-up is superior, you know? And he will most likely not try to wrestle up with Fabricio. He doesn't really have a big shot into wrestling up, so he's going to have to attack the legs and try to go to the back. And because of that, he will expose against someone that is much more athletic than him, you know. And Fabricio is really, really athletic, and I think that Fabricio will be able to capitalize on that.
You're giving your picks early. Now I feel like you're cheating on the pick. Now I feel like I know it. Now it's going to change my answers.
Maybe
I'm going to have to battle with you on this one.
Maybe I'm just saying this because I wanted to pick the
reverse
wrong
psychology.
person. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. You're going to trip me up. All right, we'll see.
All right, like Kaio said, there's no luck at being a world champion. Fabricio Andre, you know, one of the most accomplished competitors out there and on the stage today. So from top to bottom, this is another awesome Who's Number One card. Don't forget, guys, the prelims will be free on the FloGrappling Facebook and YouTube page. Are we going to be breaking down the prelims as well?
So we're not breaking down the prelims, but we are going to include those in our picks. So as we
right.
go through and pick all of our favorites, we might not break them down individually just yet today, but we are going to maybe stir the pot a little bit and there's sometimes some drama with these pick'ems. You got to be careful. So we're going to include them in those.
Yeah, so we're going to get to the pick'em portion of the show now, which is the most fun for us, sometimes the most deadliest because we get flack from some of the athletes and coaches after, but it's all good.
Or during, because on the mat, literally Gordon looked at me and he was like, this is for you, because I picked against him. So you got to be really careful with your choices.
and that is why I didn't choose. All right, so for the pick'em contest, we're going to start from the bottom of the card all the way to the top. We got Ethan Krelestein versus Fabricio Andre. Kaio Terra, give us your pick.
So I think already was,
sorry, my bad. We're actually going to start with the first prelim. My bad.
You're off the hook.
Sorry, there we
Just
go,
for a
there
minute,
we
you have
go,
time to
there
think
we
about
go.
what you want to do here in this situation.
I wanted to pick first. That's what I want.
So remind me the first prelim once more.
Mourece, Ramirez, Keven, Carrasco.
There we go. Kaio, you got your pick?
Man, this is a really, really, really good fight, you know? Really good fight. And I hope that people watch it because it's going to be an incredible fight. But I think that Mourece is going to take this one. I think that both of them can win, but Mourece trains with Marcio Andre, and Marcio Andre is like a technical machine, and I think that Mourece will take this one.
So we got one for Mourece Ramirez. Next up, Kendall.
I'm quick. I'm going Carrasco. I'm feeling it today. Let's go.
Razor thin, but I'm going to take Mourece in this one.
There you have it. We got Mourece Ramirez, the favorites from the panel. You know, like I said, we don't want to get too long. We already broke down the matches, but let's get to our next prelim match. We have Rosa Walsh. Yeah.
Emily Fernandez.
And Emily Fernandez. So we're going to take a look at the pick'em display here. Kaio.
No.
So Kaio and I have a deal. He's going to go with me on this one. He trusts my gut. You kind of should always, but that's fine. Okay, if you guys don't know who these ladies are, look up their Instagrams. Go find them right now. You need to know about them. They are both amazing. Go check out what they do. I'm going to have to go with Rosa Walsh on this one. She just had some really, really impressive wins recently. And Emily Fernandez is a great up-and-comer, but I think Rosa's going to be able to eke this one out.
I didn't watch a lot of them. I watched just a little bit. So because of that, you know, I can't make like a sure thing. So I'm going to go with Kendall.
I'll make this one unanimous. I think Rosa's on the hot streak of her career right now, and I don't think it stops here.
So Kyle Terra said, I'm going to go with Kendall, but I'm assuming he means he agrees with Kendall. He's going to go with Rosa.
Yeah, where's my picture?
Yeah, so
you could just put me up there for Kyle's match.
I think Kendall's gonna go in with an injured knee and
Yeah. I'm just going to run out there. It's just going to be like a one-on-one-on-one match. First ever. Who's number one?
All right, so the panel is chosen. It looks like Rosa Walsh is the favorite to win. And final match, remind me one more time.
Joseph Chen and Derek Rayfeild.
Joseph Chen, a lot of talk about this young man, Derek Rayfeild, coming in last-minute replacement for his teammate Andy Varela. So this should be a scrap representing 10th Planet. Definitely want to see this one. We'll kick things off with Kendall because Kyle's shy.
Okay, so I'm going to vote for Joseph Chen on this one. And the reason why is that, well, this could go wrong because this is Craig Jones' opinion for this guy to be the winner, and that could, be a little bit debatable. But I'm going to go with his opinion on this one. I trust that he knows his athlete. He's going to take the win.
Joseph's been preparing for this one for a couple of months now. Derek in here on close to 24 hours notice, I think. For that reason, if none other, Joseph Chen is the winner here.
Yeah, Chen has been preparing, so he doesn't have just the time preparing, but I believe that he wanted this. He needs to prove that Craig was right about him, so I think that he's coming to win.
All right, there you have it. 3 for Chen. Place your bets, make some money.
Or lose some money.
Or lose some money. Don't lose too much. But there you have it in the first pick'ems of the undercard. So let's get to the main card. We're going to go with the first match of the main card, Ethan Krelstein versus Fabricio Andre. Kendall, who do you got?
Wow, now the pressure's on.
Yes.
Okay, I actually do think that it's going to be Fabricio Andre for all the same reasons that Kaio said. I just wasn't going to give away my answer too early, but I agree with everything that Kaio
And then
said.
she's
It's
telling me that I have to be the one that has to pick the same thing as she does. Yeah, come on.
Well, I
come
already
on.
picked before you said. I'm just saying I agreed while you were saying it. That's all.
Yeah, I actually am going to go further on this. It's
Oh.
going to be Fabricio Andre with a submission from the back.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a call.
Big words.
That's a bold one. Go ahead, Corey.
I don't have an explanation for this one, just gut instinct that Fabricio takes it unanimous. I'm sticking with the panel up here.
There you have it. 3 for 3 for Fabricio Andre. Again, first match of the main card. That one should be fireworks. Now let's get to the second match of the main card. I believe it's the battle of the heavyweights. We got Heisam Rita versus Luke Griffiths. Kendall, who do you got?
Man, this one I'm gonna go with Heisam, and I'm gonna go with that because of the matches I watched at ADCC. I think his style is gonna win him a match today.
I think this match is the hardest for me to predict as far as who's going to win because both these guys are such good counter fighters and really takes one mistake to pay the price. I think this match is going to end by submission. I'm calling Heisam on this one, but it's a coin toss.
I also think that this match is going to end in a submission. It's really hard to predict this one, but I'm going with Luke this time because at one point I gotta be right, with Rita. At one point,
Somehow I knew he was going to do that. I can't tell you why, but I knew Kyle was going to be the only man. But there you have it, guys. 2-1 for Heisam Rita. The pros have picked here. Let's get to the next match. We have Cole Abate versus Damian Anderson. Another fireworks match. Kendall, who you got?
Man, I got to go with Cole in this match. Damian is incredible, but Cole's jiu-jitsu IQ is just so ahead of his time. Yeah.
I'm calling Cole, but I think this one actually goes to decision. I think it's just going to be 15 minutes of nonstop action.
I agree.
I think that Cole actually pulled out submission after positional dominance. I think he's going to pass a few times, and then eventually he's going to reach the arm lock and finish from there.
Specific.
Yeah, another bold
impressive.
prediction by Kyle Terra here. That's why we bring him here. He's got specifics. All right. So 3 for Cole Abate in that match. Let's get to the co-main event. All right. Jacob, the Hillbilly Hammer against Bruno Matias. We got Pedigo submission against Gracie Baja. Kendall, I know who you're going for.
Well, yes, I have had this scenario a couple times now. Bruno's my teammate. I'm always gonna stick up for my team. I think that Bruno has, but not just because of the team. I really, really think that Couch is incredible. He has incredible attacks, but I think if Bruno can avoid his specific attacks, he knows which ones they are, he knows that they're coming, then he can use his physicality and his finesse to get probably a decision win.
Who do you got, Corey?
Jacob Couch has proven that this is probably the stage he performs the best at. I have Jacob Couch winning this.
I actually didn't get to break this match down, but I've got to say one thing, you know. This is easily the hardest match to predict, you know. Matthias, he has a game like passing the butterfly, you know, in the one-legged X. He's really good at that, you know. But those are also Couch's. This is actually Couch's game. It's like his territory. The good thing about this match is that a lot of matches are decided by strategy. And this is actually going to be a match of who plays better, you know, because they're going to play each other's game. And the only thing that I got to say is that Couch does attack the legs, just like you guys say. And Matthias, he defends with, you know, with counterattacks to the back really well as well. But the difference is that Couch's most dangerous leg attacks are inside heel hooks. And Matthias' best escapes, you know, best defense, best counterattacks are from outside heel hooks. So if Couch manages to bring that leg, you know, from the outside to the inside, it can be dangerous for Matthias, and I think that's what's going to happen.
So you're going Couch.
I'm going Couch.
2 minutes later. That was a good one. You know, that was probably one of the best breakdowns for this match, Couch. Really appreciate that analysis. But it looks like we got Jacob Couch 2-1 against Brianna Matthias. Again, what a awesome co-main event. We're really looking forward to that one. Now, let's get down to the main event. Brianna Ste-Marie versus Mayssa Bastos. Love this match. Love how different this match is stylistically, and I can't wait to see it happen. Now I want to hear the pick'ems. What's your choices here, Kendall? Let's go.
I love this match. I love this match. I'm going with BSM. Going with BSM on this one. I think that her physicality is going to be really, really hard to slow down on this match.
I've been going back and forth on this match all week, picking Brianna, picking Mayssa, picking Brianna, but I'm ending up, at least for now, on Mayssa. That may change in 20 minutes, but I'll call it Mayssa for now.
I'm going to say this. You guys kept on saying that Brianna has a really dangerous top game and all that, you know, and I agree. She's really good on top. But, you know, just like I said the last time, when I picked her and she was the underdog and she won, she has a better guard than the top game. She's just very comfortable on top, and that's why she doesn't care about playing the top. But her guard is actually more dangerous for this type of you know, rule set. Yeah. And the thing is that Mayssa is actually going to play bottom, and in Brianna's best attacks are usually like the guillotines and like submissions from the top. But Mayssa doesn't wrestle up, doesn't get an underhook. She always attacks the legs, you know, always attacking the legs to the back, you know. So in my opinion, this is the problem here, you know. I think that Brianna will win because I think that this match will go to the decision. But if there is a submission, it will come from Mayssa, not from Brianna.
So who's winning? Who's your pick? You got to get spicy now, Kyle. You got to turn it up. Pressure.
I'm going with Brianna because I think that this match will go to the decision, you know, but I can see Mayssa submitting her. Yeah.
Wow. I like it.
2-1 for Brianna Ste-Marie in the main event. Like we said earlier, go place your bets, go make some money, don't lose too much, but let us know how you do tonight. Guys, before we kick things off with the undercard, I just want to give you guys an announcement here. We have a lot of upcoming events coming to FloGrappling. This December, we have the IBJJF Absolute Grand Prix. In January, we'll be having another Who's Number One event. February, a massive Who's Number One event that I don't want to give too much away with, but we'll be talking about that a little bit later. So February 25th, January 21st, Nogi Worlds, I forgot about that. December 7th to 11th, IBJJF Nogi Worlds. So a ton of jiu-jitsu action from here going forward, and you can expect a lot more Who's Number One events in 2023.
Guys, I cannot stress it enough. Stick around and listen to the commentary on the show because we are going to give some more hints about those cards very, very soon. Later on not too soon, but later on during the main card, you're going to learn some really exciting stuff. So don't go anywhere. So before we get into the show, make sure you guys, just want to give you a heads up that you are going to be seeing a QR code pop up periodically. We have an amazing promo going on with Future Kimonos, and Tezos, where if you scan the QR code, it's going to take you to the site to buy the NFT and to buy the rash guard. Now, when you use both of these at the checkout, or when you see both of them at the checkout, you're going to add the NFT to your wallet. You're also going to get a free pair of shorts that match that amazing rash guard. So again, throughout the show, or right now, if you're ready to go, scan that QR code. It'll give you all the rest of the information, and you'll be able to get some free stuff.
Very well put, Kendall. All right, guys, there you have it. Go out, place your bets, go buy some Fat Tire, go get some Tez coins, scan your QR code, do what you got to do. The prelims are about to start live on Facebook and YouTube, and then we'll kick things to the main event. See you guys in a little while. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Frisco, Texas at the Sports Academy at the Star for Tezos, Who's Number One, Ste-Marie versus Bastos, brought to you by Fat Tire. Ricardo Amendolia here with my broadcast partner, Chase Smith, and we're going to be calling the action all night long. And one of the most stacked fight cards we've had in quite some time. And we're going to we're going to look at the main event. Obviously, everyone's talking about this one, but Brianna Ste-Marie versus Mayssa Bastos, just an exceptional matchup.
Yeah, I've been waiting all month for this. You know, both are perfect records here at WNO, undefeated, as well as having very impressive performances at ADCC. Very interesting stylistic clash there between the two competitors, and a great way to cap off the night. But we have a fully stacked card of 8 matches here. Let's take a quick look at the main card and work our way up here.
All right, so we're going to look at the main card. First match of the evening will be Ethan Krelestein versus Fabricio Andre, followed by Haysam Rita versus Luke Griffith, the battle of heavyweights. Then we'll have Cole Abate versus Damian Anderson, then Jacob Couch versus Bruno Matias, and then once again in our main event, Brianna Ste-Marie versus Mayssa Bastos.
Before we kick that off, though, we will have tonight's free prelims. They'll be live on Facebook and YouTube. Mourece Ramirez will take on Keven Carrasco. They'll be followed by Rosa Walsh and Emily Fernandez. And our final prelim will be Derek Rayfeild versus Jozef Chen. But before we jump into the action here, let's take a quick review of our rules and throw it to our friend Reed Connell.
Welcome to Who's Number One, the premier proving ground for the world's best grapplers. And now right here on this very stage, 2 grapplers will enter and only one will leave victorious. All matches are 15 minutes in length, except where otherwise noted, with no points, no advantages, and no interruptions. Just elite competitive grappling. There are 2 ways to win. The first is, of course, the most preferred, by submission. And here at Who's Number One, all submissions are legal. Heel hooks, arm bars, twisters, and beyond, the world's best have all the tools at their disposal. And if at any point either competitor taps, the match is over. But if there isn't a submission, we will rely on 3 neutral side judges to determine a winner. Their decision will be based on our Who's Number One judging criteria, which is unique to this match. Now, above all, we are looking for aggression. That means never taking a backward step and moving forward at all costs. We're looking for dangerous submission attacks. That means attempts that will result in a near submission, okay? Leave your 50-50 ankle locks at home. We don't need them. And if it doesn't result in a reaction or a hyperextension, they simply won't count. And finally, positional control. That means guard passes, mount, back takes, anything that leads to positional dominance. The match will be judged in its entirety, and the person with the better display of effective grappling skill will get their hand raised. The referee is also neutral and does not take part in the judge's decisions. His role is purely to control the action on the mats and reset the action should it go out of bounds. This is elite grappling competition at its purest form. A showcase for the world's best grapplers on the world's biggest stage. Just the best fighting the best. It's the only way to truly find out who's number one.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on FloGrappling from Dallas, Texas for Tezos, Who's Number One, Ste-Marie versus Bastos, presented by Fat Tire. Tonight, we will feature 8 matches with 16 of the top grapplers on the planet. Dallas, Texas. Are you ready? let's meet the competitors in our first undercard bout with a 15-minute time limit. Wearing the blue, training out of Phoenix, Arizona, and representing Marcio Andre Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Mourece Ramirez.
All right, we have Mourece Ramirez representing Marcio Andre Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, making his Who's Number One debut.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to watch Mourece compete, he is a fantastic grappler, super aggressive, great wrestling, well-rounded athlete, and an incredible tempo and pace he can keep up for the whole match. Very excited to see him make his debut here tonight at WNO.
And his opponent wearing the red, also training out of Phoenix, Arizona, and representing Aries, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Keven Carrasco.
Another guy making his debut here at Who's Number One, Keven Carrasco, also fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, but representing Aries BJJ.
That's right, we got a classic crosstown battle here going down in Dallas, Texas. And Keven Carrasco, amazing athlete, champion at the color belt level and purple belt, world champion that is. And we're about to kick things off.
All right, we're gonna take a look at the tail of the tape. A few seconds here. All right, let's break this down. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Mourece Ramirez, 19 years old, 5'7", 145 pounds. Keven Carrasco, 23 years old, 5'9", and 144 pounds.
There we see our man in the middle, Gabriel Martins, our head referee here at WNO. And things are underway, Ricardo.
Yeah, Mourece Ramirez with the black and gold rash guard against Keven Carrasco with the black and white shorts. Immediately we see a little bit of wrestling going on. Nice, immediately some action there. Multiple takedown entries kind of combined in one. And Ramirez now stalking Carrasco on top.
Yeah, we expected a very high pace out of both these athletes. That's why you put them first on the card. You want to really set the tone for the rest of the night. And I'm glad that they went immediately also to the ground, right? They saw a little wrestling exchange early, but let's get things to where the action happens here.
I'm liking that little foot stomp by Mourece Ramirez there, just trying to nullify the, any sort of guard movement with that bottom leg of Carrasco. Ramirez continuing to stalk and try to pass the guard of Keven Carrasco. Like, as you said, quick little bit of burst of action in the beginning. Now we're in that classic guard passing and guard play position. Carrasco looking for an opening, trying to not overexpose a head, arm or neck, and Ramirez doing a great job of trying to pass to, almost got to north-south for a second there.
Yeah, gi and no gi, Carrasco has one of the best guards in the game. Particularly in the gi, he's got an amazing lasso guard, but of course that's not an option for him here tonight. You can see very comfortable on the bottom here on either side, wherever the match goes. But I like the pressure I'm seeing from Ramirez on top here, closing the space down.
Yeah, I think he realizes that he needs to start putting it on. He's putting the pressure on. He's getting tighter. He's got a little bit of an intricate grip on had like the leg and arm there for a sec there, trying to just shut down the attacks of Carrasco. Ramirez on top, continuing to look to pass. Keven Carrasco being cornered by Mourece Ramirez, I should say, by Mourece Andre, Keven Carrasco with Queixinho in his corner. Two legendary jiu-jitsu competitors in their own right. Man, these guys are moving so fast. I just saw about 3 things in a split second there. Ramirez kind of tried that head shuck and looked for like a front guillotine, and Carrasco was just not having any of that and opted to pull right to close guard.
Yeah, I don't think Carrasco's upset by landing on close guard. I think he's looking to maybe slow Mourece down. Mourece backs out quickly.
Stop! Let's move this way, guys.
Halt to the action there by our referee, Geber Martins.
Fight!
It's always good to not see a questionable restart. It's many times that happens in jiu-jitsu, gi and no-gi, where there's a restart to the action and we have the athletes kind of confused or disputing where they should be, but this was a clean one. Ooh. 11 minutes and 28 seconds left in this opening match here at the FloGrappling Who's Number One? Ste-Marie versus Bastos, brought to you by Fat Tire, presented by Tezos. Once again, here calling the actions, Ricardo Amendolia with Mr. Chase Smith. And Chase, we're getting close to the first judge's favor. What do you think that's going to look like so far?
Yeah, good question. To explain, judge's favor occurs at the 10-minute mark and the 5-minute mark. And it's a window into what our judges are thinking about the match. Now, they aren't rounds, and they don't count as a point or a score. It's just sort of if you had to make the call at that moment, who may the judges be picking, essentially who's dominating the momentum of that period. And I would say I would give this to Ramirez. And he's been mostly on the offensive, pushing the pace on top. I've seen Keven more or less play a little bit defensive throughout this. So that's where I would place it, but that's just my take.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, and I hate making these calls, but I think that Mourece has had more guard pass attempts, even though he hasn't really landed positions. Carrasco's done a great job of guard recovery, but not able to really, land any sort of real offensive movement. So we'll find out in a few seconds.
I'm liking this position from Carrasco on bottom, though, as he links his hand, going underneath, or looking to go underneath the hips. And there we have the judge's favor awarded right now to Ramirez. Again, not a scoring situation, but more just where the pacing of the match currently sits after the first 5 minutes. But Keven is now getting into a position here where he can start to initiate some attacks.
Ramirez now, can't see from back here, but spun out to attack a leg, it looked like. Legs tangled up. This is where it gets scary, and a lot of scrambles can ensue. It looks like an inside heel hook attempt there for a second, and Carrasco doing a great job of kind of defending that position, not exposing his foot to Ramirez. Carrasco now on the top position, but kind of stuck inside the 50-50 there. And especially when heel hooks come into play,
right,
it's a very dangerous position.
Mourece is nearly there, off balancing Keven a little bit, trying to expose that heel, as you said, Ricardo. Get a little elevation. He's almost there. He's working hard for it. Kevin's got a good base, but now the heel is up in the air. Let's see if Mourece has a chance to do something with it.
So it's interesting, Ramirez off-balance Carrasco there. Carrasco immediately triangled his leg to defend the leg attack. These guys know what each other's doing here. And Carrasco looked for a toe hold for a split second there. Trying to make a threat, trying to maybe get Ramirez to open the legs a little bit. As the match progresses, we're starting to see a little bit more spiciness in this act.
Yeah, definitely. If he maybe switch to the other side, we might be able to see a bit of the hand fight here. I say that as they spin. That's the way this game goes. But once Keven got underneath the hips of Mourece, the dynamic definitely changed in this match.
Halt to the action one more time. We got 8 minutes and 6 seconds left in this match. Keven Carrasco now on the top against Mourece Ramirez. Carrasco looking for a little leg pin. Get a little payback for Ramirez's leg pin earlier on in the match. There it is again. It's become sort of a standard in the contemporary guard passing, especially no-gi, that leg pinning style made famous by the Rotolo brothers and many others of the modern generation. Now Carrasco attacking that leg, trying to pull the top leg, going after the ankle there. Mourece Ramirez, can't really see from this angle what he's trying to do to defend, but Carrasco's definitely got control. Oh, Ramirez doubling down on the left arm, but there it is. Carrasco now attacking the leg. He's got double trouble there. He's got both legs wrapped up, looking for a toe hold, and now switching maybe to the heel. Can't tell how deep it is on the knee, but Carrasco now landing a lot of offensive attacks here.
Yeah, I would have to say the momentum's definitely swung in this match a little bit.
Yeah.
Both have had attacking looks, but Carrasco here definitely seemingly the closest, I would say. Maybe not definitely, seemingly the closest. But anything can happen here as it's a bit of a pickle position, Ricardo.
It's a new one. Carrasco wrapping up that leg again. It's pretty cool to see both these young athletes who are making their debuts at Who's Number One, looking to both veterans and champions in their corners and getting advice now. Legs are untangled, and Ramirez now stocking up on top, going after Carrasco. Carrasco doing that great job of guard recovery once again. Super flexible guard by Carrasco on bottom. Check that out, Chase.
Yeah, really impressive stuff. Really impressive stuff there, and I think Ramirez is happy to be back in open territory. Things got a little dicey there in those exchanges with the leg locks. Let's see what he can do with it in the last 6 minutes here.
Less than 6 minutes to go. Mourece Ramirez on top of Keven Carrasco. Oh, and gets a pass. Just unable to seal the deal from the north-south. And, you know, in doing so, once again, kind of gave a little bit of exposure to his leg. But now Ramirez counters with a leg attack of his own.
Yeah, great awareness from Ramirez there to dive on a leg. Maybe force a bit of a scramble instead of letting Keven set up his attacks. And now things get very tricky for our next judge's favor, Ricardo. I was pretty sure of the first round, but now I don't know how things stand.
It's close. It's close for sure. We're going to find out what the judges are thinking in about 12 seconds. But, yeah, it's the momentum has definitely shifted back and forth and now kind of even a little bit, especially in the last 5 minutes. Judges favor Ramirez again.
But I do think the margins are very slim on that. I think any significant positional exchange or deep sub attack would. Oh, look at that leaping back attack from Mourece. That was incredible. Diving into the crab ride there from the top. Love to see it.
A little tougher without the gi to get, but now exposes his ankle, and Carrasco now diving on the ankle. Can't tell if he's got the heel wrapped or just a straight ankle from this position, but
I think it was a straight ankle lock when he went belly down, but I don't know if he's made any adjustments. He was on that quick. I was kind of caught up in that back take, and Keven was immediately on the ankle. Again, we just said right before this, you know, how the judges might be looking at this match. If there's a significant submission attempt, it may sway their decision. That looked pretty deep for a second there.
It did. It did. And you know, again, they just keep attacking and countering each other, so they're continuing to make it a hard job for our judges tonight. Frankly, I'm glad I'm not judging this one.
Tough for our judges, but great for us when we're sitting here. And now we see Keven. Still not quite coming to top, but clearly thinking about it, maybe looking to stack pass. Double unders.
Yeah, he's really passing low. Kind of an interesting, it's almost like, he's like got like a squat there with just like both feet planted on the floor. Not really committing to the pass, but it looks like he's trying to get deep and under enough for Ramirez, maybe to stack, or it looks like he's cupping the head now, going over on top. A lot of different options there. Three minutes, 13 seconds left in this match. Keven Carrasco on top of Mourece Ramirez. It's been a very back and forth matchup here. Live from Frisco, Texas at the Sports Academy at the Star. Once again, if you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube for the prelims, don't forget you're going to have to tune into the FloGrappling website to watch the main card. We have 2 more matches following this on the free prelims. But right now, it's all about Carrasco and Ramirez's just counters and leg attacks and pass attempts. This has been a very technical battle. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in this chase. What do you think's going to happen here? Because, you know, again, it's got to go through their heads at this point. They both got to know that they have to do something dramatic to make. Oh, and as I say that, Carrasco pulling, it's like pulling a butterfly into a nice sweep attempt there. And I couldn't tell if Ramirez hopped out or just used the momentum to kind of counter out. But like I said, you know, with 2 minutes left in this match being so close, somebody's got to do something here to really earn that victory. Minute and 35 seconds left in this match. Keven Carrasco now on the bottom against Mourece Ramirez. Martial Andre Jiu-Jitsu versus Aries BJJ here in Frisco. Ramirez continuing to try to pass. Trying to get that double under stack is Ramirez. He's got the position. He's got a minute to go. Carrasco trying to counter, getting both legs, escaping his hips to make space and recovering butterfly. Man, the agility of Mourece Ramirez is very impressive. He's just hopping in and out of positions left, right, and center. Doing a great job.
Yeah, I love the intensity here in the last minute of this match. Really, they've maintained a solid pace throughout the entire regulation here. And they both know it's extremely close. They want to have a definitive end here to this battle. No one wants to go home with the judges making that call in such a close match.
30 seconds left. Carrasco locking up Ramirez in the 50-50. Teeters him back. Gets his hips to the mat now. And both guys looking to get a leg attack. Ramirez doing a great job. I like where Ramirez is constantly grabbing the hands of Carrasco to prevent him from getting a nice bite on the ankle. Great preventative measure, but he's got to get a little more offensive to get that W.
Stop!
And that will do it for our very first match of the night here at Who's Number One, a nail biter, and we will take it to the judges. First, I think we're going to see some replays maybe of some of the best action from that match. Let's check those out here in a second when they come through. Ricardo, what a match, man. I can't wait for the rest of the card. That sets a great tone.
Yeah, it definitely does. Very technical. As I mentioned, these guys are, you know, both making their Who's Number One debut. We saw a lot of acrobatic movement by Ramirez, and we'll take a look at the replay here. And you know, we see, there it is again. You see a lot of acrobatic, you know, attempts by Ramirez. A lot of leg attacks by both competitors. Yeah, just a great battle from start to finish. Attack after attack, counter after counter, scramble after scrambler. Carrasco there. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a very cagey opening 5 minutes, but once Carrasco was able to get in on the legs a little bit, they got a little more connected, and it really never slowed up from that point forward here. And I really think it was a great debut for both athletes, and I'm very curious to see who came out with the win on this one.
All right, we're going to wait for the official call by the judges.
Your winner, out of the blue corner, representing Marcio Andre BJJ, Mourece Ramirez.
There you have it. Mourece Ramirez makes his Who's Number One debut and wins the decision over Keven Carrasco. As we said, a very chippy match. What are your thoughts, Chase Smith?
Oh, man, I think he's fired up, right? Just beat a very, very game competitor, Keven Carrasco, a very accomplished competitor, and he must be on top of the moon. But let's hear from the man himself and talk to Kendall Rusing.
All right, Mourece Ramirez, congratulations. What an incredible first showing here on Who's Number One. Walk us through a little bit about how you were feeling coming into this match as your first match on this platform.
I felt really confident coming in here. I trained so hard every day, 4 or 5 times a day training. Big thank you to my family who's out watching me in Phoenix right now. Thank you to my coach, Marcio Andre, and my whole team. This is a win for all of us. Thank you, guys.
And this being your first showing on this kind of a platform, you got a lot of new fans probably now. What do you want them to know, or what do you want to say to everybody?
Oh, man.
Why do they want to keep watching?
Pace. I'm going to keep working on it. This is just the start of my journey. I just want you guys to follow it. You know, I'm just a brown belt. I'm 19. I'm young, so I got a long ways to go. That's it.
Amazing. Congratulations. Thank you again. We'll be back for our next match shortly.
It was all about the pace for Mourece Ramirez. Congratulations on his Who's Number One debut. Hey guys at home, scan the QR on your screen throughout the night to claim these awesome NFT rash guards. We've partnered with Future Kimonos so you can buy these as well. Connect your wallet at checkout and get a free pair of shorts when you claim this NFT.
This Tezos Who's Number One is brought to you by Tezos, the energy-efficient blockchain and official partner of Flow Sports. Tezos, designed to evolve, built to empower. Visit Tezos.com to learn more. Presented by Defense Soap, now the official soap and body wipe of FloGrappling, protecting you for over 15 years. Defend what you have built.
The sport of jiu-jitsu provides so many with a bigger purpose. Jiu-jitsu becomes a part of you. You're faced with so many challenges in the sport, but skin infections shouldn't have to be one of them. And that's our mission. Defense Soap was created out of the need to fight back, because we care about this sport, the families, the athletes, the coaches, and we want to continue to protect people from skin infections, to keep you on the mat. And that's our goal here at Defense Soap, to defend what you have built.
Let's meet the competitors in our second undercard battle with a 15-minute time limit. Wearing the blue, training out of Mount Vernon, Illinois, and representing Pedigo Submission Fighting, Rosa Walsh.
Rosa Walsh makes her Who's Number One debut, representing Pedigo Submission Fighting out of Mount Vernon by way of Ireland.
Yeah, our first competitor out of Ireland here at WNO. And man, she just burst onto the competition scene this year. I know she's been working really hard, but I feel like, man, she's reached a new level of public consciousness and success. Had a great showing at the ADCC Open in September. And I can't wait to see what she does tonight here at WNO.
And her opponent, wearing the red, training out of Midland, Texas, and representing Bastos, BJJ, Emily Fernandez.
Emily Fernandez makes her way to the Who's number 1 mat, fighting out of Midland, Texas, representing Bastos, BJJ. Professor Bruno Bastos in the house here at Frisco.
Yeah, don't be fooled by her young years, right? Just 20 years old, but competing at a high level for a very long time. Very dedicated athlete, and she's ready for the challenge at hand here.
All right, before we kick things off, we're going to take a look at the tail of the tape in this bantamweight matchup. Rosa Walsh, 25 years old, 5'6", 134.8 pounds, against Emily Fernandez, 20 years old, 5'4", 135 pounds. Beautiful opening to this match. A little arm drag to the inside, leg trip, gets Emily down right away, does Rosa Walsh.
Yeah, wasting no time here. Beautiful start to that match for Rosa Walsh.
And you know, that's what we want to see, Chase. We want to see, we want to see aggressive takedowns on the feet. We don't want to see a 15-minute hand fighting match. We want to see, some real takedowns happening here. And now she's in the close guard of Emily Fernandez. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of attacks Emily has and how Rosa deals with those attacks.
Yeah, this is actually one of Emily's best positions, right? A little bit old school, some might call it, but very effective all the same. Here we see her digging for a Kimura. Looking to actually maybe lock it up a little bit here.
She's got a good little bite on there. And with the body triangle too, that's a strong position to be in. And Rosa looking cool, calm, cool, and collective on top there. Doesn't look intimidated by this position one bit. Interesting little counter attempt there with the right arm circling back in to grab Emily's head as you saw Rosa doing that. Rosa just looking like this is not on. She's cool to be in this position. No threat there. It feels, I was just going to say that the bite that Emily had was a little shallow, but it looks like she just improved just a couple inches now. I think the problem though is the lever that she has is too wide open. She needs to close that a little bit to really have a strong bite on that Kimura, but Rosa just brushing it off. And again, with that right arm inside to the body, trying to grab the head of Emily. Interesting little counter technique.
Rosa also doing a nice job of sort of pinching with her left leg there, closing the gap that would allow a little more movement from her arm. And there we see the release of the Kimura grip. Still very interesting start here to this matchup.
Yeah, if you can replay that later on during the broadcast, Rosa did a great job of circling around the back of Emily to grab the opposite arm, which shuts down the Kimura from close guard. Great job by Rosa Walsh. Now, I really like the guard of Emily Fernandez. She's going for some classical jiu-jitsu, trying to just break down, the pillars that Rosa has on top and just trying to get her and off-balance her, get her hips to the mat, and just doing a great job in general.
Yeah, very active guard, putting on pressure for bottom. Back to this Kimura attack here. She liked what she saw earlier in this match, going back to the well a little bit. And all the momentum that Rosa opened up the match with that takedown has sort of been stalled out here. And I don't mean stalled, but I mean it's slowed down, let's say. Emily's been very active. So it's an interesting kind of reversal of trend here in this match.
Back in that same position. She's got the Kimura grip again. The one thing about that position is it does tend to burn your arms out a little bit if you're attacking, especially the older you get when your shoulders start hurting, like myself. But Emily is a very young lady, so she's got tons of time to worry about anything like that. She's, again, very aggressive from the close guard. Very different match, much different match than the first one we had today, Chase.
Yeah, well said. And so far, mostly focused on upper body attacks. Here we see Rosa maybe thinking of stepping over and looking for a leg attack. Drops back down, though. And we see another, it looks like a Kimura attack here from Emily Fernandez. And this is where it tests your discipline as a competitor for both athletes, really, but especially Rosa, right? Because she's relatively safe here, but she can't get complacent and then create a mistake.
Yeah. 10 minutes and 50 seconds left in this match. In about 48 seconds, we're going to hear the first judge's favor, which is going to be interesting. You know, we've seen Emily hit a lot of offensive movements, not really land and you know, finalize, but she had a couple of really strong Kimura attacks, it looked like. Had a sweep attempt, but be interesting to see how the judges favor this so far. Will they favor Rosa's takedown in the beginning over what Emily's done from the bottom? We'll find out in about 20 seconds. Ten seconds till the favor. If Emily wins this by Kimura, how good do you her DVD sales are going to be on the Kimura from the close guard triangle?
I would check them out.
For sure.
Although I can't quite always hit that body triangle from close guard.
And there you have it. Judges favor Emily Fernandez for her work from the close guard. And you know, I think rightfully so. She's been attacking tremendously from that position. And it's really hard for Rosa because she's stuck in the body triangle, right? It's not an easy guard to open up from inside the closed guard as opposed to like contemporary closed guard. And Emily's just using those long legs and switching side to side now and just kind of cooking Rosa.
Yeah, it's a tricky position for our judges to be in here because we have a successful completion technique from Rosa Walsh, which you may be inclined to reward more, but then you have sort of a tempo control from Emily Fernandez on bottom, as well as some looks at submissions. I would be inclined to give it to Rosa because she kind of set the tone, actually hit an offensive movement, but it's very close. And again, like we saw maybe in our previous match of the night, any significant change, whether it's a positional control or even a deeper submission attack, could tip the scales in either athlete's favor here.
As you see the graphic on the screen, don't forget to scan the QR code for your NFT. Throughout the night, you'll see a QR code pop up on the screen. Scan that to claim your NFT rash guard in partnership with Future Kimonos and Tezos. If you like the rash guard, you can purchase one at Future Kimonos, plus get a free pair of shorts when connecting your NFT wallet at the checkout.
See, our referee is, Gabe Martins is looking at our athletes, asking them to ask a little more action here. Not a penalty, just a warning for both, saying, I'd like to see a little more action here.
Yeah, I'm a big Gabriel Martins fan as a referee. He does a great job of controlling not only the where the athletes go, he keeps them inside the mats. He knows what they're looking for, and he knows when to stop them, when to warn them. He does a great job as one of our referees here at Who's Number One. Big props to Gabriel. Referees are one of the most underappreciated jobs in the sport of jiu-jitsu by far, so I want to give him a little shout out here.
Now there is an opportunity maybe for looking at a leg lock here for Emily Fernandez. She may be thinking of switching up her tactics, but Rosa doing some hand fighting. I would like to see a little more aggression from Rosa Walsh now. She really has been pretty defensive for the last, I would say, 6-7 minutes. And that's going to be tough to win a match like that, even with the aforementioned takedown from the beginning of the match here.
Yep. I really like the sweep attempt that Emily keeps trying on Rosa. Instead of underhooking Rosa's left leg, she hooks her right leg and kind of turns her hips, not inverts.
Oh, climbing the guard, you're looking for an arm.
Yeah, I got to stop explaining something that happened seconds ago because that was a beautiful arm lock attempt by Emily Fernandez. Now I think we're going to see some change in position. Again with the arm lock from close guard is Emily. Knees open, so trying to get that high guard now. Rosa's really got to work, and I think this is one of the, this is going to be one of those moments. If she can escape this,
this is looking a little bit better now.
If she can get out, she can completely change the momentum of this match, but that's a big if because she is stuck right now.
Yeah, great point. I think, of course, Rosa Walsh's priority here is to get out of the submission attempt, but then second and very important follow-up is to not go back into that closed guard and to try and find some open space and make some movement here. But Emily is not giving up here in the sub attempt.
Emily's closed guard is just looking awesome this match. I know she's a Bruno Bastos student, but shades of Shanji Ribeiro at ADCC 2017. That's what I'm seeing in this match. Just a beautiful no-gi close guard, offensive close guard, which is something we don't see too much these days anymore. Less than 6 minutes to go. Rosa Walsh now trying to open the guard, trying to be a little more aggressive with the opening there. And Emily continuing to control Rosa with that body triangle from the bottom, now overhooking the arm. And this has got to be frustrating, Chase. You know, you know that you're winning. There it is again, attacks with the Kimura. This is probably the third strongest Kimura attack she's hit so far. And I think it's starting to frustrate Rosa.
Yeah, this is definitely must be a disappointing turn of events for Rosa Walsh. Again, opening so strong, executing her first move, but then sort of being on the back foot the rest of the match so far as we approach our second opportunity for judges' favor here. There's still plenty of time. There's 5 full minutes here, and you had to think fatigue may be setting in a bit for Emily Fernandez. She's been working really hard on bottom, and keeping close guard, especially with the body triangle, can be very taxing. So, you know, this could be a very interesting final 5 here in our second match of the night. And then we see our second judges. Oh, Kimura is all the way locked on. That looks very, very deep.
Uses the Kimura attack to get the sweep right to mount. Beautiful job by Emily Fernandez. Been attacking that Kimura from pretty much the entirety of the match. Just kept that body triangle looking for the Kimura and gets the sweep. Shades of Brianna Ste-Marie versus Bianca Basilio at ADCC 2022. Very similar position. And now it's all Emily Fernandez, who is now mounted on top of Rosa Walsh.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in for Rosa. She did such a good job defending for a very long time, but Emily looking now for a head and arm triangle in a great position to get this thing done. She's still stuck in a little bit of a half guard here, quarter guard from Rosa, but that's going to be tough to hold on to.
Yeah, she's looking to get the head and arm, and from inside the half guard, it's hard to finish, but not impossible. Now progresses to the mount and going for the back there. Hard to see sometimes from the angles when you're calling the action here, Chase. But now, man, Emily has just been dominating. Gets to the back, body triangle from the back position. Looks like she's got an arm under the chin from our angle. No, it's just above. But with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left, she's got optimal, finishing position, Chase.
Yeah, you couldn't be any happier if you're an Emily Fernandez fan here tonight. Really, really worked hard to get where she is, but been flawless throughout this entire match. And now looking at a strong finishing position here if she can just win the hand fight battle, which is definitely going her way at the moment.
Rosa Walsh doing whatever she can to defend the rear naked. She's hand fighting. She's trying to do what she can. She's trying to get her legs out. But Emily is just on the attack, relentless in this position. She's got about 3 minutes left to go. And I think it's safe to say that if Rosa can escape, she's either got to submit or that's about all she wrote. It's going to be hard to come back from that in the decision.
No, I think we're past that point in this match. You're right, Ricardo. She would have to find the sub. But right now, it's Emily Fernandez looking to lock this in all the way.
2 minutes, 40 seconds left. Again, Emily kind of stuck inside. Got her leg inside, but trying the head and arm. And she might not even be trying to finish with the head and arm, but just using it as a pinning position to try to advance her legs. Maybe forcing Rosa to get a little desperate to open up as well. But now Emily on the attack once again. Back control by Emily Fernandez, rolling towards the edge of the mat. Going for that body triangle and traps the arm of Rosa Walsh. This is optimal finishing position for Emily Fernandez with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. Arm is around the neck. Could be on the chin, but it's also a position you could still finish from, Chase.
Yeah, you don't want to be sat in that too long. It really begins to hurt. Rosa, though, gets out for now and looking to get her shoulders to the mat. It's going to be tough to bust through that body triangle, but right now she's doing anything she can to stay free from the choke. Really, really a lot of heart being shown from Rosa Walsh here, but Emily Fernandez all over her.
About a minute and a half left to go with Emily Fernandez dominating the last half of this match. Got a rear naked one more time. Can't tell where the position is under the chin. Is it under, Chase, or is it over? But either way, she's got it locked on.
Yeah, I think it's got to be over the face. Oh, it looks like a tap is imminent there. I saw the hand beginning to flutter just a bit. Rosa just toughing this one out. It looks like it must not quite be on. But this is not going to be an optimal strategy to keep surviving in this match. She has 1 minute left to go. And Rosa actually looks a little bit better now. I can see that. Oh, but she switches the arm here, looking to, again, get this rear naked finish here. Rosa, though, very, very tough.
Yeah.
And manages to get through that spot. We're going to have, I believe, a reset here to the center of the mat. And, man, Emily Fernandez, so dominant, Ricardo.
Absolutely. 42 seconds left in this match. Emily Fernandez has been very, very impressive. Big props to Bruno Bastos in Midland, Texas. Done an amazing job with this young lady here. And, you know, Emily now 40 seconds left on the back. She's got the body triangle. She had the arm trapped earlier, but she doesn't even need that anymore. She's going on the attack. She's going for it. Once again, trying to wrap that rear naked choke. And at this point, even if she doesn't finish with the rear naked, she's clearly going to win this matchup. .22 seconds left.
Man, Rosa Walsh, so tough, right?
So
and
tough.
comfortable in a tough spot. You don't see her panicking at all. She's doing what she has to survive these submission attempts and looking to maybe even come up on top here. It's a tight squeeze, but she's working hard. 5 seconds left, and that is going to be all she wrote for Emily Fernandez, man. What a showing.
Just a dominant performance by Emily Fernandez. You know, huge props to Rosa Walsh for her Who's Number One debut. But it was all about the Kimura chase. It was the Kimura, it was the body triangle, and just pure domination from there on.
Yeah, we saw it early, right? She showed the Kimura attack in the opening moments of this match, right after Rosa Walsh secured that takedown and kept going back to it. But it was also these close guard sweep attempts that really kept Rosa off balance a little bit, made a variety of attacks difficult to kind of account for. We saw a lot of high guard from Emily. And, of course, there was this armbar attempt where Rosa may have had a window of opportunity, but Emily shut that down quick. And here's, I believe, our final setup coming up from this Kimura that resulted in the sweep and the resulting attacks, Ricardo.
Yeah, just an amazing performance by Emily Fernandez here at Who's Number One. What an awesome second matchup, but I think we know what the decision's going to be. We're going to be kicking it over to our judges here in a second as we finish watching the replay of the last seconds of the match. Let's take it to Gabriel Martins with the official decision.
Your winner, wearing the red, representing Bastos BJJ, Emily Fernandez.
There we have it. Decision, mere formality in this case. Clear win for Emily Fernandez. She looks over the moon as she should be. What a show. That is definitely one to watch for those at home who like the closed guard, or if you don't, something to stay away from.
Absolutely. That classical jiu-jitsu closed guard. It works, Chase.
And let's take it over to Kendall Rusing to hear from our winner.
All right, Emily Fernandez, amazing match here. Obviously a very, very dominant 15 minutes for you. Walk us through a little bit about what happened when you finally got that Kimura free.
I was so happy. My arms were like, come on, please, just pull a little harder. I know you can get it. She was super strong, super tough. Such an awesome fighter. Thank you, Rosa, for taking this fight with me.
Awesome, and we're super happy to see both of you guys out here. Now, with this win, you're a brand new black belt, and you're starting to work your way up in the rankings. What is a match you'd like to see in the future?
I'd love to fight a ranked opponent. My coach over there wants me to say I want the winner of the main event, but any ranked opponent will do good for me.
All right, we love the big jumps. I love it. I love the big asks. All right, well, congratulations again, Emily. Amazing match for you, and we'll be back soon with our next fight.
All right, she didn't call out the main event winner, but she sort of did, Jace.
She left the opportunity open. You got to love it. She's game for it. We want to see her back at WNO. Congratulations to Emily Fernandez, and we'll be back with our final prelim of the night in just a minute. Stay tuned.
Tonight's event is sponsored by Swain Mats by Dolomer, the official mat of FloGrappling. Swain hybrid mats utilize a revolutionary low-profile tatami vinyl to create the ultimate grappling surface. Experience the hybrid difference at Dollimer.com. This event is presented by Fat Tire, America's first certified carbon-neutral beer.
I'm on my way home. I'm on my way back to stay. I can't do without you another night. Oh, baby, I'm on my way home.
Let's meet the competitors in our first match of our main card with a 15-minute time limit. Wearing the blue, training out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and representing 10th Planet Las Vegas, Derek Rayfeild.
Derek Rayfeild, representing 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, replaces Andy Varela and got here at 4:30 in the morning yesterday, Chase.
That's right. It's one of those things where Varela couldn't make it, and he sent one of his best from his team. We know Derek Rayfield is extremely athletic and aggressive competitor, and he looks fired up.
And his opponent, wearing the red, training out of Austin, Texas, and representing B-Team Jiu-Jitsu, Jozef Chen.
Jozef Chen, the prodigy of B-Team Jiu-Jitsu, the man with the world's greatest neck pose, makes his Who's Number One debut.
Yeah, I hope you saw the promo so you know what Ricardo's talking about, but rising star in the game, like you said, at B-Team, under the tutelage of Craig Jones, Nicky Ryan, Nicky Rod, etc., and one of the most exciting Blau players coming up today.
All right, let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Derek Rayfeild, 21 years old, 6'2", 165 pounds, against Jozef Chen, 18 years old, 5'9", 169.6 pounds.
And we are off here. We know Rayfeild is a good wrestler and would prefer to be on top, but as I say that, it's Jozef Chen in on a shot.
That was a nice double leg. And it looked, shades of Emily Fernandez's match. Double leg right into the close guard, body triangle.
With an overhook as well.
Rayfeild with a nice aggressive overwrap on that arm there. If I'm not mistaken, I think we have a highlight of Rayfeild. Oh, nice arm lock attempt there. I was going to say him doing a buggy choke a couple weeks ago at one of our partners' events here on FloGrappling on our Instagram. I think it was a submission-only series event.
Yeah, I believe also Rayfeild is the owner of that viral double buggy choke clip that you may have seen. He was the one who came out on top on that one, pretty wild. But here he is chasing this armbar, and I'm liking the aggression from bottom, and that is a tight overwrap.
Jozef Chen, as we mentioned, representing B team. This is somebody that Craig Jones has asked for a shot at who's number one. There's been a lot of talk about this young man.
So got to respect that Rayfield's out here rolling solo, right? Just, laying it on the line. And here he is looking to climb, maybe for some rubber guard action, maybe just going straight into omoplata attack, depending on some reactions here.
Yeah, we see that traditional 10th planet guard attack system. I'm not going to pretend to know all the names, but he's going for it there. And Chen doing a great job of standing up to defend once. Rayfeild went for the omoplata, he was able to slip his arm out. Again, we mentioned Rayfeild, the very last minute replacement for Andy Varela. Chen now looking to take the back of Rayfeild.
Wow, so smooth from Chen on top. Rayfeild did all the right things there, but Chen manages to win the scramble and end up in a really dominant position in side control here with that underhook. And that's a tough spot to be in if you're Derek Rayfeild. But what a show. I mean, Chen looked to be on the back foot for a moment, and, man, just sees the opportunity right into mount. Beautiful work from Jozef Chen.
Yeah, very impressed with Jozef Chen so far. Started things off with that takedown. Now he's in mount. Rode that little exchange of position there. But it'll be interesting to see what sort of offensive attacks he lands on Rayfeild, the last-minute replacement. Doing a great job of, hoisting that elbow shoulder up on Rayfield's right arm. Possibly to look for a head and arm attack or maybe gift wrap eventually with the other side there. Rayfeild doing a great job of doubling up on the hips, trying to buck Chen off. Chen now looks like he's crossing, I was going to say, crossing his ankles to defend the hip hoist. Very impressed by Jozef Chen's jiu-jitsu so far. And I'll be honest, Chase, it's not very often we see matches in the mount position, especially in Nogi, especially here at Who's Number One, for this amount of time and start this early in the match.
Well, I feel like it's been making a bit of a comeback, right? We saw Gordon, the guys at New Wave, really focusing on the mount all kind of this year. I'm sure the same could be said for people of our B team. We saw Jacob Couch last outing at WNO spend quite a bit of time against a B team competitor in J-Rod. So I feel like the mount has become the place to be again in No-Gi, right? They've re-examined that, and it's maybe no longer the stepchild of the back anymore, let's say. But Derek Rayfeild here working hard to try and get some kind of a guard back, but Chen saying, no, I'm going to go right back into mount. And, man, really, really dominant, right? We had some opening moments from Rayfeild where he may have caught Chen a little surprised with that overhook and the power he had from that. But Chen's passing and control has been flawless in the last few minutes here.
Yeah, Chen did a very nice sequence of attack there. A little bit of leg pummeling, back step, slid that knee right across. Nice escape attempt by Rayfeild now, who's looking to use that attempt to attack the leg of Chen. He's going for it.
Nice work from Rayfeild there. We saw a little bit of what may have been a grimace across the face of Chen.
Yeah.
And way to reverse the position, come up on top. Rayfeild is, showing his hands a little bit, saying he's not easily beat and he's ready to fire back.
What we're seeing is a lot of power and aggressive movements by Rayfeild being countered by some very slick movement by Jozef Chen here so far. And we're going to find out who the judges favor in this match in about 13 seconds. Should be interesting to see, but I think I have it. I think I know who they're going to go with. Nice cartwheel attempt there by Rayfeild.
Ricardo, you can't just say that and not give your pick, because then you're just gonna say you're right.
I also don't want to be wrong.
No, that's the game. There we have it, Joseph
I
Chen.
was totally going to say Joseph Chen. I was totally going to say Joseph Chen, Jace.
Joseph Chen leading the way, and I think that's a pretty fair assessment so far.
Yeah.
But like I said, Rayfeild looking very game. It is Chen that wrestles up on top, though. And like you said, making very difficult techniques and tactics look very easy. He's not wasting any energy out there. Very smooth work from Joseph Chen.
He's chaining a lot of techniques together, and he's doing it very slick. It's like very slick, subtle movements, but he's winning
Rayfeild in on another leg lock attack, but he might be countered here as Chen hunts for the back. Can Rayfeild scramble away? He gets back to turtle. Great awareness from Chen on a legitimate attack there from Rayfeild.
9 minutes, 22 seconds left in this match. Chen on the attack. He's got the back, looking to possibly get a triangle from the back position. Rayfeild doing whatever he can to escape, and we're back into that mount position that I said we don't see too much, but apparently we do.
Well, Chen making the most of this, right? Now looking for a little bit of a gift wrap. And a big bump there from Rayfeild, trying to go back to what we saw a little bit earlier. And the flexibility of Rayfeild is pretty impressive there as he gets on top now.
Yeah, the escape that Rayfield's doing is obviously there's two things that are going to happen. Either you're going to get out of the mount, or you're going to be able to catch a leg in the process. So it's a very smart tactic, especially when somebody is lowering their hips the way and controlling the way that Jozef is doing. It's pretty much one of the best ways to escape from the mount. So great job by Derek Rayfeild there, but Chen is just riding every storm that comes at him. Chen now hoisting Rayfeild up to get double underhooks here. He's got a secure position. Usually this means we're going to go to half guard or try to get to the back position, but Rayfeild now bringing his left leg in to counter and does a nice job of sweeping him to the side.
Yeah, that's directly in mount. This Joseph Chen, and really putting the pressure on now. I feel like he's moving with a bit more intention from this mounted position, really chasing the sub a bit harder than he was earlier. Maybe he was trying to cook and solidify the position, wear down Rayfeild. But as we approach the final 7 minutes of this match, we can see Chen doesn't want to go backwards anymore. He doesn't want to lose his position, but Rayfeild says too bad.
There it is again.
As he comes up on top, or seemingly is about to.
Yeah, Rayfield's got some crazy escapes there. But once he's in this guard position, it looks like Chen is just slowing him down and just not allowing him to use his athleticism or his acrobatic type movements to get any sort of pass going. You see Chen sort of always constantly making connection with his right leg towards Rayfield's leg to be able to have a good connection and control. Now doubling under again from the butterfly. Look, interesting to see if he sweeps or tries to wrestle up. But Rayfeild doing a little, beautiful arm lock attempt.
Instead. Wow, he's so quick swinging that leg around Ricardo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chen really showing off a variety of tactics, right? Looking good on Rayfeild, making things a little ugly on top as we frame away in the face. A little rug burn tactic there, perhaps. But yeah, Chen looking very well-rounded. And Derek, though, jumping quick on the Aoki lock almost, it looks like. Nice sort of creative attack there, very opportunistic. Another attack that's come very much back into fashion, the Aoki ankle lock there. Shout out to Iser Dodeline for bringing that to the gi in a big way last couple of years. I mean, it's always been around, but now you see it every single event.
Derek, he went so far in on that he even sprawled his body entirely back. He was so into that move, but Jozef was just able to counter again. 5 minutes, 57 seconds left. Back in that same position. Chen trying to get to, now reversing there. Looking
a
like
false reap action, and he gets in on it. Let's see if he can find the finish here. The heel just slipped. Did Rayfield's heel, and he now looking to escape the knee line. Chen trying to chase, though, and lock down his position. Now
this has been a technical exchange from start to finish. This has been a very, very exciting match to watch. Very technical. We're learning so much as we watch this match. But I think Jozef is just out-maneuvering a lot of the explosive movements that Derek Rayfeild is doing. And again, props to him for taking this match on such short notice, which many people I don't think would want to do.
Yeah, well said. Jozef Chen is a dangerous proposition here. And Rayfeild, I believe that might have been a Z-lock. It was tough for me to see from my angle. That looked nasty, though. Hopefully it was caught by Rayfeild before it popped something.
Yeah, I couldn't see from where we were, too, but it looks like something may have popped there. I thought he had both legs just for control, but I couldn't tell from where we were. I didn't see any sort of lock on, but hopefully we'll take a look at the replay there. Hopefully Rayfeild is okay.
Oh,
looks like his knee maybe.
He might need a hand getting off the mat here.
Okay, Derek Rayfeild takes a knee as he's obviously injured here. And a first submission of the night by Jozef Chen.
Your winner, out of the red corner, representing B Team Jiu-Jitsu, Jozef Chen.
Just a quick look here. Some of the best moments from this match. We saw Jozef Chen open up with a sweet takedown, very well timed, but it was Derek Rayfeild that answered back with a tricky guard. But then it was all Chen, Ricardo.
Yeah, Rayfeild had some very explosive escape attempts, attacks, but Chen just kept riding all of those out and just did an amazing job controlling and just winning a lot of the scrambles, winning the positions. Beautiful sweep, beautiful guard, arm lock attempt there. We see the leg attacks, just an amazing job from Jozef Chen. We're going to kick things off for Kendall for the interview.
All right, Jozef Chen here with a beautiful submission victory tonight. Your first match ever on Who's Number One. Tell us how it feels to get that submission.
So I'm happy I got the win, but unfortunately it seemed like I hurt my opponent. It was really never my intention. I was very happy for this performance because I was able to incorporate, I tried wrestling at the start and incorporate some passing, but unfortunately I was able to get out of my mount and stuff like that, so definitely stuff to work on, but overall very happy. The worst part is it seems like I might have injured him, so that was terrible, but yeah, I've been working on a lot of passing, wrestling, as well as incorporating the Z-lock because I saw Pato hit it at ADCC, and so that, yeah, trying to do that more. And so I'm happy I used new things, but yeah, there's also some downsides.
And this being your first match on Who's Number One, originally we had a different opponent in mind, and you took this replacement on about a 24-hour notice. So what were your thoughts? I know you had a long camp coming in, but what were your thoughts when things changed, and how do you feel about what's coming next for you?
So generally the opponent, obviously, I think Andy is a very accomplished opponent, and that would have been awesome. But my goal was to just primarily get on this stage, and that having been said, now that I have, I'm very happy with it. So regardless of the opponent, I would have come to take the match just because being on the Who's Number One stage, it's a lot of eyes, so definitely quite a good thing.
Well, we're certainly happy that you came out. We're certainly happy you put on a great show for us tonight. We look forward to seeing you back soon.
Yeah, congratulations to Jozef Chen. Welcome to the Who's Number One. What a debut. By the way, guys, you can scan the QR code on your screen throughout the night to claim these awesome NFT rash guards. We've partnered with Future Kimono, so you can buy these as well. Connect your wallet at checkout, and you'll get a free pair of shorts when you claim this NFT. Go ahead and scan that now. That's going to conclude the prelims. If you guys are watching on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and head on over to FloGrappling.com or grab the app. You can watch the main card coming up soon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This broadcast is presented by Future Kimonos, the official rash guard of FloGrappling. Find the world's best jiu-jitsu gear at futurekimonos.com.
If you just focus on being the best in the world at whatever you do, everything else is easy.
The Tezos blockchain is designed to be different. It's built to be powerful but flexible, allowing even the most rigid of frameworks to evolve and update over time. It's a network built to last, designed to seamlessly adapt to the mysteries of tomorrow. Stronger today than ever before, and even stronger tomorrow. When great new ideas emerge, Tezos will be ready. And so will you. Tezos, designed to evolve, built to empower.
Let's meet the competitors in our second match of our main card with a 15-minute time limit. Wearing the blue, training out of Austin, Texas, and representing B-Team Jiu-Jitsu, Ethan Krelenston.
Representing B-Team Jiu-Jitsu, my fellow Canadian brethren, Ethan Krelenston makes his return to the Who's Number One match.
Man, that mullet is something else. That thing is flowing, and the energy is hot in this room now. Look at that. Oh, that's a glorious thing. Ethan Krelenston, one of the most accomplished Canadian grapplers on the scene today, and still looking for that big title. He's starting his road to that maybe tonight here at WNO.
His opponent wearing the red, training out of Manaus, Brazil, and representing Fight Sports, Fabrizio Andre.
The Hokage has returned to Who's Number One, Fabrizio Andre, fighting out of Manaus, Brazil. Team Melky Galvão is back here, Chase.
Man, you want to talk about a fire starter. This kid is such amazing energy, aggression, tactics. He has it all. And incredible top game in wrestling, Ricardo.